everyone? Welcome to the Rotnest podcast. I'm your host, Superhero Joe, joined by my co-host, Ekis, aka Ekis Cole, aka Eric with the shiny knees. And today we are excited to have it's an inside joke. You guys wouldn't get it. Today we are super excited. We have Rotnest in the podcast. This is so exciting for me personally. I've been trying to get you guys on for a long time, probably well over 2 years now when we first started doing podcast stuff, or maybe it was a year, maybe roughly around then. And when we were getting the whole podcast together, me and Eric were talking about trying to get more music acts on here because we typically run out of fucking things to talk about. And this was something that immediately I was like, I got to hit up the boys, see if they want to do it. And thank goodness you guys said yes. I'm stoked. I hope you guys are stoked to be here. How y'all doing? Everybody okay?
Man, we appreciate it.
Good.
So and before we get too far, I just want to say thank you because I know you've made like two reaction videos to our videos so far. So that's dope. And we saw that and we're really stoked and really appreciate it. So I know that's a lot of effort to do the, edit the video and make the whole thing. So we appreciate it like that, dude. It's awesome.
I was just winging it back in the day, but no, I was, it was recommended to me. I think Dennis actually was the one that recommended you guys to me at first. And I think, what was it? Whirl, I think was the first one I listened to, or Torrent, one of the two. Torrent's one of my favorites. And then, fun fact, last year, you guys were on my Spotify most played. And I think I sent it to you guys too. I was like, it's something about, and Eric will tell you, I talk about it all the time, like storytelling, some kind of mystery, some kind of crazy cinematics with videos, and obviously heavy metal, just in your ear, panicky kind of shit is like my bread and butter. So you guys kind of fit that criteria for me when it comes to just what I like to listen to. And I still listen to. I was trying to make sure I was caught up with everything today. And I finally got a chance to check out the Here to Stay cover you guys did. I'm a huge Korn fan as well. And so is our other co-host. Marshall was really, he did not know who you guys were at first. And he's like, I heard they're Here to Stay cover. This is fucking gross. So really, really good. Very, very stoked, man. You guys have a... y'all don't have a lot going on with your discography. I know you guys are working on a debut EP and stuff like that, and that's the first big question. But before I ask y'all, so we have Josh, Chris, and Izzy, just so everybody knows, just so everybody's familiar with who's talking. But yeah, the debut EP. I know you guys are working towards it. Do you guys have some hidden gems? Y'all got some plans? Y'all got something sneaky coming up? Can we get a little inside scoop from the boys?
So we've already put it out that we were going to name the EP Torture Portrait. By the way, can you hear me with this shit on?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
And for anyone who's watching this doesn't know who the fuck we are, we wear masks in our band, so that's what we do. If you don't like it, get the fuck over it. Anyway, the EP is going to be called Torture Portrait.
Sick.
We're shooting for oral. I think we're landing on 6 tracks. I think 5 or 6, and that's including an intro. So that'll be mono, torrent, whirl. Think about what we fucking released at this point. Will be included, and the mixes will be updated and revised, especially mono. Mono was I can let Izzy kind of tell the tale of that song, but the mixes of the single so far will be updated and released with the new songs, as well as the few that'll be on there too. And there will be one feature from a band that we're really fans of, and that's really cool. So we don't really want to, in the beginning we didn't really want to do features, but this one was just like, oh shit, it just worked out. So I'll save, I won't say anything else more about that.
No, you ain't got to spoil it. I got 6 on the way. That's what I want to hear. I'm good with that. You heard it here first, folks. No.
yeah. But no, I'm really stoked about the feature that we have, and that'll be the next song we put out will be the one with the feature. So
hell yeah,
that's interesting. Can I ask why you guys were kind of hesitant with features and stuff?
Maybe Izzy can give more insight on his perspective too, but at least from mine, it's kind of overdone. And it's not to throw shade at anybody that does it. It's really cool. And like I said, we just did it, and there's certain people that we would be absolutely stoked to work with, but it's just like it kind of comes across as like clout riding a little bit, if that makes sense.
That's
like
fair.
so we can get on fucking featured X or whatever and pay whoever to write a line from a bigger band or whatever that might boost us up or whatever, and that's cool or whatever, but like that's not the most, it's a little disingenuous, I think. So we're more interested in like, just if we want to work with somebody, like doing it with someone that's like, that we're, how do I put this? That's like, it's not for to just leech off of their success. You know what I mean? It's because we think they're dope.
Sure.
Hopefully they enjoy working with us too. I want it to be more of a collaborative thing rather than like a competitive thing, if that makes sense.
Fair, 100%.
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
That's probably one of the best ways to answer that. Like, that makes a lot of sense. What kind of leads up to my next question is, you guys do a really, I think when I watched, it was either Mono or Whirl, what caught me was, you know, you see other bands do makeup or masks or whatever, right? And you see that. So when I first saw it, I was already captivated. The way that you guys do a lot of stuff is, like I've used the word storytelling, but it's also just eerie. The shit's just weird to watch to a certain degree in like a good way. And that's kind of what really hooked me in, is I really liked the style and how you guys do things, especially vocals. Like the vocals are just always on point and I always enjoy it. But the vibe just in general is scary. And I love that stuff. I mean, so okay, what about the collaborative like thought process you guys had on like how you want to, this is how I want my image to be when it comes to the band, and this is how I want us to sound. Like, how did you guys come up with this setup?
Like that whole aesthetic, yeah, I'd be super interested to know about that as well.
I think that's easy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so on from
I think your mic's cutting out again, is he?
Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Technical difficulty.
It happens. It happens.
I mean, with us, dude, this is all day long.
This is a normal day for us.
No, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, hope things. Yeah. As far as all the it's been drawn.
Oh, it's cutting out again.
Yeah, it's cutting up out of it.
I was hoping it would pick up.
While Izzy sorts through his shit, I know. So like the mask and stuff, he had that idea like a long time ago, a few years ago. Chris, I think you might know better. You would know better than I do.
Yeah, I remember him bringing it back up like well before this ever became a thing.
Yeah, so Izzy wanted to do like a really heavy project that was just fucking unreasonably heavy, that was kind of like spooky and like the aesthetic with he wanted to do the bag over the head and everything. So but Chris and Izzy before Rotnest were both in a band, and so they already knew each other, and then Izzy and I started working together, and that's how we came together. And so Izzy had already had this idea of doing like a creepy masked, super heavy band, and then when we started working together, I was like, "Fuck yeah, that sounds amazing."
Yeah.
And what was really captivating about the idea for me is like, kind of going back to like when I was a kid watching, and I still watch this. I fucking love pro wrestling. I'll tell you, like, I have a fucking Kane tattoo and a Stone Cold and an Undertaker tattoo. But so like it's just like going back and like looking at Kane when he was when he was the Big Red Machine or something, and that was like, holy fuck, this dude's badass. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what he's capable of. That's really my biggest inspiration for that kind of shit.
Which I love really that. Kane was is a great example of just pure hate. It's just monster.
For sure. And then on a similar token but different, you had like Mankind, right? Who wore the mask. And he was just fucking weird. Like, he wasn't evil like Kane, but he was like super creepy and weird and dark in his own way. There goes Izzy. He'll be back.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Anyway, so yeah, that was my inspiration. And then obviously, you have to we can't not mention Slipknot. Not that it's just like let's do what Slipknot does, but
Right.
it's just when you see those things like that, it just sets them apart, like Slipknot or maybe Motionless in White with the makeup, or Wrestlers. It just kind of sets them apart. It's just something different that's like, holy fuck, what's going on there? And it piqued my interest. I think the same for Izzy
and myself.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that's cool.
That element of mystery is sort of primal, right? Like it's something that's hard to put into words, but it's when you experience it, you know exactly what it is, and it gives you a different perception on that specific thing at the time. And I think for a lot of us, like you mentioned Slipknot, a lot of us when we first saw Slipknot was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like the music is amazing, but just look at these guys, dude.
Yeah. And there's a lot of fucking bands. Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, there's a lot of fucking bands that, and not to take anything away from Slipknot's music because it's excellent, but like you were saying, just the added layer of their gimmick, their image, whatever, just takes it to the next level. In addition to the good music, so it's like, like you were saying, it's like almost like a primal thing. When I was like 7 years old looking at Kane, I wanted nothing more in my life than to know what that motherfucker looked like. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
And when you saw it, you were like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, we were all there.
back
like,
on.
Holy shit.
What's funny? What's funny? He unmasked on Monday Night Raw on my birthday. It was 2006, and it was like,
I remember that moment, dude.
No way.
He had like the burn marks on his face and shit. I remember that. He had like.
Yeah, I remember that shit. That's cool. That it was on your birthday though. That's fucking badass.
it was my birthday.
What a present.
Very
Right.
vivid memory. Yeah, right. Of watching that, and he fucking unmasked and then chokeslams RVD. But whatever. So like, yeah, it's just always been like having something to look to that's more than just human or just dudes in a band. You know what I mean? And not to take away anything from anybody else, but I just, I've done the dudes in a band thing for a long time, and so have these guys. So it's fun to do something else.
Yeah, and I love the artistry behind it. Like I said, and Chris could probably answer this too. Is like when it comes to writing that stuff, who's usually taking the lead when it comes to like where you guys want to take the sound, essentially, if that makes any sense. Chris, are you usually doing that? Because most guitarists usually do most of the writing or something, and then they kind of bring it and set it up from there. That's usually a majority of people's like starting point, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I feel like
you're
mainly
okay.
like shared
See,
between
I
us
told
all.
you.
Izzy, by the way, said he joined back in on the waiting room on his phone. So
All right,
yeah,
let's see. Let's see if that works.
Want to give us a test, Izzy?
Hello.
Way better.
Okay. I mean, that sounds good. Maybe.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Keep going for a second, just so we can make sure.
Testing. 1, 2,
Sing us a little song.
Testing.
Yes. Sounds.
No. I'll let Eric bully you.
Okay, better.
Way better. Yeah.
It sounds a lot better.
Okay, sweet. This was my original intent. At least this quality. So
It's working.
Sounds great.
it just so happens that every mic I own is broken. So
And we've all been there. It took me forever to buy all this shit.
Yeah.
I feel you.
As long as you're not sounding like a transformer, we're good.
sweet. Okay, yeah. Back in the conversation.
Yeah, did you want to add anything? We talked a little bit about how you guys just like having the Eric mentioned that you guys like having that primal kind of takeover whenever you guys use the masks and stuff like that. But is there anything else you want to add to where y'all's aesthetic and a lot of that stuff derives from?
For sure. I'm sure I could add something more to it. But yeah, it like just in general, like the mysticism behind like having a character to, not even necessarily a character, but for lack of a better term, a character to kind of get into and let that shine through in a more artistic side of things. Because I mean, it kind of comes with just music in general.
Mm-hmm.
Just having that artistic side with, artwork and et cetera, merch, everything,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. On the business side of it, that'll be really cool.
Yeah. For sure. Just like tapping into that and kind of just getting like able to, get lost in that side of it as much as the music itself. So it's definitely just an aspect that I've always wanted to tap into. And like growing up, like, of course, like Slipknot being like one of my favorite bands, and just like recalling that moment of just being like, holy shit, like what is this? Like it's just something that made me take the deep dive as far as heavy music goes. And yeah, I've just always admired that.
While we're on the subject of the masks and everything, did you guys like know immediately where y'all wanted to go with it, as far as like, oh, I want to do this like scarecrow bag type thing? Or
and before we move on to this, Joe, I got one more question.
Oh yeah, please.
I don't know about you guys, but for me, I mean, being an avid mask collector, and I'm huge into effects and stuff like that, and I love horror films and all that stuff. For me, like when you put on a mask, you almost feel like you can be something or somebody else, right? Like for just a moment, you can step out of your normal comfort zone because you feel a sense of security or whatever it might be, whatever emotion comes along with that. I think that's like, for me, that's always been something that's hugely important. And I wonder if that caters to you guys being able to perform at a different way, and maybe even, a more comfortable way. You're able to do things you wouldn't otherwise be able to do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You guys can relate to that?
Yeah.
For sure.
I think for
100%.
me, like, it's really like almost like liberating in a way to not be myself in that instance, you know what I mean? I have, and so like not to make this a therapy session or whatever, but I have
I'm not trying to get all philosophical or anything, but
vent. If you need to vent, we're here.
but I have bipolar, I have PTSD, I've been diagnosed with a couple other things, whatever, anxiety, depression. So like it's cool to be able to like watch the Rotnest videos and like not see myself, if that makes sense. It's just like that's one aspect of it. And also like you said, like when I'm wearing it, it's just like, it's like not me. It's like I'm playing a character almost. So I am able to get a little bit more into it. And on top of that, like I mentioned, so I play guitar for the band, but previous to that, I had played drums for 15, 16 years.
Wow.
And toured with different bands, played with whatever, all the shit you can do playing drums, basically. I feel like I got to check that off, which is really cool, and I'm really grateful for that. But I got to a point where I was like just really burnt out, especially with the last project that I was in, and just kind of lost every bit of desire and passion as it related to playing drums and music for a time. And so it was cool. Like I'd always dabbled with guitar a little bit. I wasn't completely foreign to it by the time I picked it up. But I've really only been playing seriously since Rotnest started, which was like I don't know. We shot that first video in November of 2019, and Izzy had already had that song written, so I had to learn that song. So,
that's fucking incredible, dude. That's awesome.
I mean, for real.
Yeah.
So I got comfortable for 15 years playing drums on stage. I love it. That was my comfort. I don't, if it was 2 people or 200 people or however many, I felt extremely comfortable. But so the idea of picking up guitar, especially for a music video, the first music video we did was really daunting. Because I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I have all that 15 years of stage moves behind a different instrument.
Yeah, it's a whole new stage presence like that. I mean, there's so many aspects to learn. But I'm sure as a drummer, most people who start out, I don't know if this is factual, but I would assume that, it's finding rhythm that most people starting any instrument is the most difficult part for them. But coming from being a drummer, you got that shit down. You got it on lock. So it's more of like learning scales probably, or chords and things like that, if you didn't already have previous knowledge to that sort of thing. Or did you find any struggle at the beginning like that?
Well, like I said, I'd always dabbled. But to go back before I get into that real fast, it's just the mask. When putting on the mask, playing guitar, a little bit foreign to me in front of people. It did help. I did feel a little more like, all right, this is not me. I'm sort of can step out of myself and do this. Anyway, to go back, like I'd always, I had a guitar since I was 9, and like, when I was 9, I learned how to play Smoke on the Water, and I would play riffs. I would play riffs growing up. You know what I mean? I would just learn, a riff here or two, but I wouldn't like sit there and fucking practice guitar like I would sit in my music room when I was in high school and just play drums for 8 hours a day. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But so it's cool coming from the perspective of having played drums for so long, because I feel like I get to approach the guitar in maybe a way that other guitarists don't necessarily without that perspective. So it's what has come out, and I'm pretty stoked on it. And it seems like a lot of people are stoked on it. So
it's because, like you said, the sound is panicky and it's chaotic, but it's like low key, like it's very structured as well. And you know, with Izzy's vocals and stuff on top of it, like it's for me personally, because again, I told you at the beginning of the podcast, like I that's kind of like my bread and butter of what I like. I like crazy chaotic shit, and the guitar is definitely a standout as well. Like it's phenomenal. Yeah, man, you guys are killer when it comes to that scary shit, and I'm about it.
Yeah, we can keep going on this too. Like Izzy, for you, how did you develop your own vocal style? Because from what I've heard, it's very unique, and you have such a giant fucking range that's very, very, very impressive. So how did you kind of come into your own with your vocal style?
Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words for sure.
Of course, dude, you deserve it 100%.
As far as vocals go, I mean, really, it's kind of similar to what we were just talking about. I just got really obsessed with doing vocals. Growing up, like at a young age, I started kind of, learning how to scream and whatnot. Really inspired by bands like Lamb of God. That was, for me, that was a huge turning point. One of my favorite bands still. Huge fan of Randy and his vocals.
Hell yeah.
And just everything with that band. But of course, tons of inspiration across the board. Linkin Park, things like that. But yeah, that's just, I don't know. Like, it was just what I wanted to do 100% from a young age. Still to this day, obviously. But yeah, just like growing up, I just got obsessed with it. I, of course, like kind of took the deep dive of trying to learn like all the technical aspects of doing vocals, like just
which is
learning anatomy. Yeah, for sure. And just like kind of learning like on the anatomy side of things and why things work the way they do, and just kind of just becoming familiar with all the little subtle things you pick up on with any kind of skill, I guess. But yeah, I just took a lot of time growing up to really set aside and practice doing that like every day, like playing an instrument, really. Like I like the Zen of Screaming DVDs, which you've probably heard of at some point. I I got those DVDs growing up, and took the time to kind of watch through those and examine all that stuff. And yeah, like as much as I just was passionate about it, I did kind of take the approach of like technically trying to learn how to do all these things. So yeah, I always kind of I always wanted to have an extended range as far as vocals too. Like that was something I kind of would try to pride myself on, of just being like, be versatile with what I had vocally.
Was that something that you knew you wanted to do with Rotnest though? Was that particular like style? Because when I first listened to you guys, it's really the best whenever you listen to a band and you're like, I can't think of it, at least from my end, when me and Eric, we both do reactions and stuff, and we watch music on a regular basis. And it's really awesome when you watch a band or something and you can't find a comparison. Because the best comparison I could come up with was some like early Sworn In stuff, but like even then I don't think it 100% matches. And I'm more pertaining to like Tyler Denon's like vocals and stuff back then, because it has that like strain and that projection. I mean, did you have like a process that you were like, okay, I want it to be like this going into Rotnest?
I do definitely have a solid answer for that. So like, as much as I was talking about the technical side of vocals just a moment ago, for Rotnest specifically, there's also just the point of like, all the music we've released so far for sure was just like I just wrote that stuff because I needed to, because just going through some shit at that time,
Yeah.
So Like I remember recording the vocals for Whirl and just like, yeah, like the totally abandoning technique for that. Like it was just like, yeah.
I can attest
There's
to that.
beauty in that though.
Yeah, there's all emotion.
And people who are familiar with heavy music, like that's something that people can sense. Like that's why I think probably Slipknot's album Iowa was, of course it hit the mainstream shit too, but a lot of people understood that's fucking pure emotion. It's horrible for your vocal cords and shit like that, but it's it's real shit.
Like that's Slipknot Iowa in particular is just a huge album for me. Like
a lot of us,
mostly anyone that listens to heavy music is cool with that album, right?
I think that's fair to say.
So, it just reeks. It's so genuine, like it's so fucking heavy, like, and heavy in the sense of like, it's sonically heavy, but it's emotionally heavy and it's genuine and it's not, like, yeah, and it's the same thing with Rotnest. Like it's literally, I will never write a song that's just like for the sake of like trying to write a tough song or like sound hard on a song or anything like that. Like it's 100%. I started this project at the end of the day because like I feel I have shit that I need to get out.
Absolutely.
In order to stay sane. Like at the end of the day, that's always what this project was started on and what it always will be. Is just like, I just have stuff. I got some demons I got to get out.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I respect the fuck out of that. Yeah.
That's the move. And it's Chris is on drums, correct? And
yes.
Now we haven't talked to you as much, Sleepy. So no.
Yeah, I was gonna ask too, Chris. Like from the videos that I've seen you, and you're wearing a blindfold. How is that?
Yeah, it's not as bad as it seems because you can actually see through it pretty well.
Good. I was wondering. I was like,
yeah, it looks like you can't see anything, but yeah.
It's all bullshit.
Just an illusion. All right, I got it.
I'm with it. So same question for you. Do you have like a process? Do you have like a style that you wanted to bring separately with, with Rotnest? Because I know you and Josh were in a band prior, or was it you and Izzy? If I'm remembering correctly.
Me and Isaiah.
Okay, yeah. So did you have a new take on it whenever you guys started Rotnest that you were like, I want my style to be like this, go into it?
Mainly I kind of wanted the drums to shine in a sense to where it's like not overbearing to where that's the main focal point, but I also wanted it to be more simple, so it's like it's not distracting, but when there's parts that need to shine, it can shine and still be like the driving force behind the song,
which again in every track it's there and you can't miss it. It's very well rounded too when it comes to the drumming, and I love that. I love when drummers just kind of understand that and they know that they need to have something spread out, and I think you do a great job of it personally. Thank
you so much.
That's the blindfold just broke the whole illusion though. I'm really upset about that.
No, but on that point though, Joe, I think
it's still hard to see out of, but it's not as hard as you might think.
Sure.
Honestly, the new mask is probably more difficult to see out of than the burlap blindfold.
We haven't seen the new mask yet, have we?
Not his.
Mine.
No, not officially. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm excited.
All right.
Well, I'm excited for the EP as well.
They're sick.
Absolutely.
The masks, they turned out great for sure. Like I'm looking at it right now as we speak. It looks great.
I have a lot of questions about that too. But while we're on that topic, Chris, I think some things that people don't normally look at, especially people who aren't involved with making music themselves. It's what you're talking about. You don't want the drums to be so overpowering, and you don't want it to be the main focal point of the song, which I respect a lot. But my question is it's probably, I don't know the percentages, but you got to find the right balance between doing that on the writing side of things, but also in the studio mixing and mastering that. Like finding that balance is huge, and how you decide to write is also, it's big, but I think just as big deciding how to mix and master that and how to work that in a mix, I think is just as important. So I know from what I've read on your guys' descriptions, you guys are recording, mixing, and mastering yourselves, which I respect more than you guys know.
That's definitely all Josh and Isaiah as far as like the mixing and everything. Like they're the ones taking care of that and that aspect. And yeah.
Huge props.
It's fucking good,
Thank
man.
you, guys.
It's very, very impressive, and that's something that I nerd out over all the time. I love that kind of shit. And I could sit here all day and be like, "What kind of DAW do you use? What are your favorite plugins?" What blah, 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 blah. Like I could go on for fucking hours, bro.
Right.
For sure. I feel you.
It's very impressive.
Again, I appreciate the kind words there. I appreciate that,
Of course.
for sure.
There you go. He's back.
There we go.
Yeah, Eric is a musician himself, and he makes some pretty cool heavy shit. So this is like probably his segment where he could go on and on if you want.
Yeah, I'm such a nerd when it comes to this shit, dude.
Yeah.
I love
Awesome.
I heard mention
So,
of
yeah.
like, the mix real fast before I get back. But I want to shout out fucking Izzy, sorry, for that. That man fucking knows how to mix, and I'm gonna brag on him because the mixes that I think Chris said it to me and him, but it's motherfucking him. He's the one that does that shit and makes it happen. I'm just kind of there to be another ear in the room. It's super awesome that he is able to do that, and it saves us fucking money from having to send them to someone else, and then also like we're the only ones with the vision for it, and it's like if we want to do it, we do it. You know what I mean? It's not like
you have hands in the whole process. I think that's the biggest thing, right? Like from your creative process, start to finish, like you have control over that. That's fucking huge, and a lot of people just don't understand it. It's the same thing with the mix, right? People hear a song right off the rip, they're like, this is an amazing song. It's fucking fantastic, but they don't look into the bones of the damn thing to why it sounds that fantastic, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's something that gets overlooked, and I know it's hypocritical to say anything negative about it because it's, you know, I can't expect everybody to think the way we do about shit, you know? Mm-hmm. But sometimes it's a little sad. I'm like, dude, do you understand why it's this good? Do you get it? Do you know how much work this took?
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about editing and stuff earlier. That stuff, it looks like hieroglyphics to me, bro. I absolutely
not. It is a craft in itself, and I just want to reiterate that it's so impressive that you guys do that yourselves.
Thank you.
People definitely appreciate
don't
that.
understand. I think like because I track my own guitar parts. He does his own vocals. He mixes his own shit.
Great stems.
So we could do that and then send it off to someone else if we wanted to kind of take hands off at that point. But no, it's really nice to have our own and not have to do mixed recalls. But to build on that, so there's bands and sometimes songs that people will send me, and it's almost like there's so much work that goes into just crafting the song alone, not let alone, mixing. So I can almost understand why bands kind of want to get lazy about the mix, but it's like, dude, think about if you're going to put something out, if you're going to put that much work into writing the song, to tracking the song, to making, doing whatever, production ideas you have for it, why not go the extra mile and make sure it sounds good, and is mastered correctly. So it's I don't know. For me, it's always been just kind of I don't ever want to half-ass anything. So
no, and I'm sure that's why most bands delegate, right? Of course, they want to have that creative freedom, but they also don't want one area to be lacking in terms of how much work they're doing. I guess that would make sense to me. That makes the most sense on why you would delegate and give things up like that, because you want every part of it to be, as good as it can be. And I do understand that, but I lean more towards the way you guys do things, which is having hands on the entire time. I love that, dude. I fucking love that.
I think that I'm grateful for, going back to the fact that I play drums. So when I Izzy wrote all of Mono, every bit of it, and then Chris and I kind of had little input here and there, but as far as structure and lyrics and all that stuff, that's his song.
Very angry song, and I love it.
Yeah. World was a little more collaborative in that, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing either of us wanted to change about Mono. It was yes, this is Rotnest, this is where we're starting from.
Yeah.
Mono was Whirl, he had already had a demo of it. Was quite a bit different, a little more up tempo kind of. It was a lot different. I kind of took the demo, chopped it the fuck up, rearranged it, wrote another part to it, and then I kind of wrote the drums from there, and then so my guitar's done, the drums are already laid out foundation wise, and then Chris can come in and then just do his thing, because he, I played drums for a long time. He's played drums for a long time. We kind of know how to communicate in that way, which is really cool. And fucking, he's way better than I am at drums. So like, what I write on drums, he'll take and just make it like, you know what I mean? So
I was gonna say, I imagine that process is fun to do, because you guys all play a big part in what you're doing, and you all know each of, most of the time it's everything's pretty separate with a lot of bands, so we're like, oh, guitar does this with the vocalist, blah blah blah, this and that. You guys all have a hand in everything, like Eric was saying, but you all have a lot of experience with different instruments and different things, and I just feel like you guys click, and that just is kind of explains why the track that you guys have put out they're all incredible, they're all well-rounded, they all sound amazing. I wanted to harp on the videos, because did y'all shoot those videos yourselves as well, or did you, like, the production of those videos are phenomenal. Like, that's what hooked me. That's where I was like, this is going on my YouTube channel. Like, I have to. Hardcore Keem put that shit on his YouTube, and I was like, that's how you know a band has made it. If Hardcore Keem said, let's get this shit on there, because his shit goes viral and crazy. And I love y'all's production, and I love how you guys did it. How did you go about that process and production and stuff like that?
Yeah, I really want to talk about this too, but one more nerdy question, please.
God damn it, Eric.
One more nerdy question. I'm sorry. I gotta know. I gotta fucking know, dog.
Go.
Of course, a lot of bands program drums when they write, right? And a lot of bands nowadays are using programmed drums on the finished product, because they've come so far. Like they're so fucking good nowadays. So do you guys lean more towards that? Like, you like the programming and stuff like that? Do you have access to a studio with the proper setup to be able to track your own drums and things like that?
That's a good question.
I can take this one, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, everything that we released so far is 100% programmed, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that in my.
Fuck no, I do the same thing. It sounds way better than it's people don't get it. Like, you got 20 grand to give me to go fucking rent studio space and get
that's
thousands of dollars worth of
money
shit.
Some money in the space for it.
Yeah.
Money, space, time. It's really. Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
No. It's I mean, I just all the same points. Like, I mean, people of course will always argue about like. There's always like the technically right side of the coin that people will harp on and argue about, but no, there's nothing wrong with drum samples. Almost every record you hear now that's the case. But at a point though, I would love to do live drums. Just like I still like that side of it, of just like capturing the energy of
raw
play the drums. Like, I definitely appreciate the raw side of it as much as I appreciate like, and that's kind of like with the mixes in general with Rotnest. I kind of like having a blend of like processed and raw sounds. Like I'm a fan of like Humanity's Last Breath, Buster. Like that, it's like a super.
Buster is he's a fucking alien.
For sure. That's like
he's a fucking alien.
True.
Big inspiration for the mixes, no doubt. Like, it's just super polished, but at the same time, like, still raw. It's really a perfect blend, kind of like what I shoot for, really. Same like for like Brian Hood, just as another example there. But yeah, everything so far is programmed. At some point, I'm sure. Like, this something we've always talked about is like just kind of like taking a knock loose approach with their latest album. Just kind of like getting together in a space, isolated, and just recording everything, live, raw, like there.
Hell yeah.
Something like that would be super tight. I've always
your guys' sound
like that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's something
100%
for sure. I shoot for that in the future for sure.
That's the goal, absolutely.
That's fucking badass, yeah. I mean, and like I said, for your guys' sound, that would be amazing to hear.
I 100% back that as well. Please make that happen, and then record a documentary about it, please.
Yeah,
definitely some BTS footage for sure.
That'd be sick. Yeah,
that's an absolute goal. Yeah, and just to touch on again what Izzy was saying, like it really is just a matter of what is viable for us at the moment with kind of living in different states right now and just having to put money into different things. And it's like, yeah, no, we'll definitely one day we'll do the go to a fucking cabin in the woods and write a fucking album from front to back, you know. But
Sure.
as it is for the moment, we kind of just the situations that we're in, you know, Izzy will write something, I'll maybe take it and mess around with it and then send it to Chris, or maybe I'll write something and then send it to Chris and he'll fuck around with it, you know what I mean? So that's just sort of the nature of how we kind of have to operate at the moment, but that's not the long-term goal.
There's a lot of bands that are going through that right now, and like I said, it works in your favor that, you know, you guys understand each other very well in that sense whenever it comes to this process. So, you know, I think you guys have some definite advantages over some people when it comes to this whole pandemic situation. But, you know,
I think it's just important to talk about, right? Because a lot of people overlook that kind of thing, and they just don't think about it at all.
There's a lot of challenges that have arisen over the course of the pandemic of just being in a band, and we started at the beginning of it. Like I said, we filmed the mono video in November 2019, right? So that's before it was ever in the news or anything like that. I think for me, at least, I didn't know about it until maybe February of 2020. So like, you know, the mask had nothing to do with COVID or anything like that. It was an unfortunate coincidence, but you know, to that point, we haven't been able to play any live shows. Our ability to get together was kind of limited there for a while. And so it sucks. But at the same time, it kind of gave us a chance to really think about what we're doing and how we're going to present ourselves and what's, you know what I mean? So, you know, take the good with the bad, try to make the best out of a shitty situation.
Absolutely. Right, and there were still some huge positives to go along with that, right? Like, of course, COVID sucked, and you are right. Most of the bands in this genre in heavy music, this is where they make most of their money, is being able to tour and things like that, and merch and all that. But I think that, you know, the more, like, it allowed a lot more people, you know, a bunch more people were on the internet. Like, you had so many more eyes on your shit because people were in lockdown and stuff like that. So there were some, like, small benefits, I'm sure. I know it was horrible timing. Like, you said November, you guys put out your first music video?
Yeah, well, no, we shot it in November and we put it out in January 7th, 2020.
Hell yeah.
So, like, right when you guys fucking started, you just that's so shitty, dude.
I mean, that was a lot of us. I mean, that's why I started streaming and doing YouTube. Was like, all right, well, I'm in the house. I have all this shit. Might as well get rolling and start doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, for sure.
But
like
a good segue, or unless you wanted to say something, Izzy.
Oh no, I mean I think we were gonna say the same thing. Just like, it kind of at least granted us the opportunity to, like, jump on these things, though, you know, like, for sure. It's definitely been rough, and my whole world got flipped upside down like everyone else's. But yeah, we've also had the opportunity to, like, jump on, you know, Rotnest and like you with streaming and all that, you know, it's kind of presented new opportunities as well. So
there's beauty in all that pain, for sure. There's a lot of crazy. I mean, like, my life kind of went crazy too, and, you know, I became a dad out the blue and had to learn how to do all that properly and make, you know, make good decisions and change how I do things. But you know, and the result is a blessing. With a little girl that drives me crazy constantly. She's in there splashing right now in her bathtub, and I can hear it because the bathroom's right here, and I just hear her just kicking everything. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, there's beauty in that pain.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab another drink real quick and urinate.
Cheers. Yeah,
you guys need a break? You guys want to grab a drink or smoke a bowl or something?
Yeah, we could take a short break. I kind of have to anyway.
I'm 30 seconds is all I need.
I would not mind taking a piss break for 30 seconds.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. There we go. All right. So after our little pee break, that went well. It happens.
Yeah, you were talking about the music video side of things, Joe.
Yes. The production is my favorite. Again, I like simple stuff, but I also like stuff that kind of leads to a lot of the mystery and things like that too. And you guys, like I said, is that all you guys on somebody's iPhone? Is that, like, how are y'all going about that production stuff? Because it looks amazing.
It's not an iPhone though.
I mean, you get you a 13 Pro, you can make it look like that.
That is true. That is true.
We are heading in that direction.
But that's a good segue from what we were just talking about being kind of, you know, caught in the pandemic and doing what we're doing. Like, we had opportunities that we probably wouldn't have had, time to do these videos otherwise. But no, we did not shoot them ourselves. Fuck no.
They're actually all from different people too. Is the funny thing.
All people. So the first one happened way earlier than we had been really ready to shoot a video. But shout out to Matt Matheson for that video. He wanted to do a video for his portfolio. And we had a song that was almost ready. It wasn't even fucking finished at the time that we shot the video. But we were like, you can't see his mouth moving.
Yeah.
Beneficial moments of wearing masks, dog.
Fuck yes.
For editing too. I'm sure whoever is editing your videos too, this guy's like, this is fucking great. Let's go. You don't have to line shit up. You don't have to do anything. It's fucking amazing.
But like, I mean, I will say that most of the song was done at that point. But like, there were a couple lines that we were like, we don't really know exactly what we're gonna say here, but the mask is there. So
yeah.
But anyway, so we kind of shot that thing before we were really even finished the song, and but like I said, credit to Matt. He really understood our vision and kind of what we were going for, and we're not very good at communicating sometimes. So like, really credit to him for deciphering what we were throwing at him, I think. But really just wanted to be uncomfortable and give you an uncomfortable kind of creepy feeling, almost like I don't want to.
For sure.
So
I'd say that was successful.
Well, I was gonna say, because does Matt have experience doing like metal videos and stuff like that, or he already knew what was up to begin with? Oh hell yeah! Okay, cool.
His name is Matt Matheson. Matt Matheson Creative. I think it's still his
shout
name.
out.
He's worked with fucking Earthgroans, Brian Welch from Korn.
Wow.
American Idol. Motherfucker's done all sorts of shit.
That's fucking rad.
Fuck, let's go.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing for sure.
But he really hooked us up, man. He did that. I'll just be honest, for free. And
yes,
that's awesome.
Yeah, he was.
I'd love to hear it.
And it's just kind of those things that ended up being fucking mutually beneficial. Like hopefully enough for him, to add it to his portfolio. But it worked out for us. It gave us something to like really get stoked on. They were like, it was like a proof of concept almost. That was like, hey, we've got this idea. Now we can visualize it. Like, here it is. How can we progress next time?
Yeah. That's exactly what I was wanting to add to that for sure. Definitely agree.
Yeah. And then so for Whirl, Nick Chance directed that video and edited it.
I'm good friends with Nick.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he's over here or he was here in Memphis for I wouldn't say good. I know the guy very well, and I've played in a lot of like shows with him. He's before he was in Distinguisher and doing all the crazy shit he's doing with them, but I'm trying to get them on the pod next, because they've been taking everything by storm too lately. So I've known him for almost 10 years at this point now. Just running shows in Memphis, doing all kinds of crazy shit. That's awesome that I didn't know he did that. That's awesome. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Hell yeah.
Good dude.
Bro, Nick is one of the best dudes I've met through.
He's really funny.
Music or anything.
Yeah, I will say he's really funny.
Such a good dude. Love that guy.
This is so sweet. Yeah, I'll just stay here in California by myself and continue to hate my fucking life.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Got to experience the hospitality.
I know, dude. I really need to.
I've been trying to tell him.
My wife will not have it.
Right.
Will not have it. I hate this state, bro. Okay, moving on. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Nick is rad as fuck. Chris and Izzy have known him for a hell of a lot longer than I have.
Oh God, so long.
Yeah, touring together, I think, and playing shows together. Yeah, because he would go out with you guys, taking pictures and videos and shit. But I met him when we did the first met him when we did the World video. I was like, man, this guy fucking gets it. Like he took our vision of that video and just fucking like it's exactly visually what we wanted. Like very glitchy, kind of trippy, fucking weird, uncomfortable, dark.
And I'm looking at it right now. You guys got that one on Slam Worldwide, which is huge as well. Which, anytime I see bands with, being promoted through them, like I always feel like I wouldn't say like have the credit that, like, you know what I mean? Like it really helps give them some validation, like, hey, this is a serious band that's doing something. So I was really stoked to see you guys get on Slam after the mono video. So
Yeah, that was really cool. And for what it's worth, the mono video is kind of crazy that it did as well as it did. Like, we just posted it on Facebook. I don't think we even put it on YouTube until maybe a year later. I think I could be wrong about that, but at least when we posted it to Facebook, it got, I don't know, it was like 30-something thousand views and a bunch of likes or whatever, and it was just like,
hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was definitely cool. Like, just off the jump, a fresh page, like, for sure. Like,
yeah,
that's
right in page. We had nothing but a video and a boosted post that was like $40 or $50 on a boost. That was like,
yeah, it was kind of like, what?
Show this to people that like Korn, Chelsea Grin, fucking, well, I don't even remember Amir, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that was it. That was the promotion, and it just kind of, fortunately, people resonated with it, and I credit to Izzy a lot for that. Obviously, he wrote the song, and the lyrics are very personal to him, but also very relatable to other people. So
Absolutely.
we were very fortunate for that response, and that led us to hooking up and deciding to do a video with Nick, or not hooking up, but deciding to let's fucking do this. We can we have something here. Let's continue. Let's put some time and money and shit into it. And so we got with Nick, did that video. We're absolutely fucking over the moon with it, and would love to work with him again and plan on doing that. He's just a great dude. And so for the torrent video, we worked with a guy named Matt Bender, also just another super cool dude. He's got the coolest fucking job in the world. That man is like taking pictures for Scott Stapp of Creed on tour, and then he just went to New York Town, I think. He's a cool motherfucker. Also really, really understood the vision of what we were going for, and so yeah, Matt Bender, you can look him up on Instagram or whatever, so shout out to him. Nick Chance and Matt Matheson have been our directors and video editors to this point.
I love it because when you guys bring these ideas to them, and then they can take it and spin it and kind of throw their own artistic vision on top of it, and then those things meld with y'all's. I mean, that's like, you can't ask for a better combo when it comes to this style, this genre. It's a beautiful thing. The whole Nick thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, no, I also want to talk about, because you mentioned it's you guys sometimes have trouble articulating your vision to somebody else, and I think that's something that a lot of artistic people, I mean, for lack of a better phrase, I don't really like that word, but that's besides the point. Like being able to articulate yourself and get what you want across in words is extremely difficult. So having somebody to work with who understands the vision, like you were talking about, is so fucking important. And I think it's great that you guys have found people that can do that for you, because sometimes it takes folks years, and they get a product back, and maybe they have some sort of situation where they have to put the video out. They're not completely happy with it, which always sucks. So to have that is huge, super, super important, and really fucking cool that you guys have found that already.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't want to speak for him, but I just know, like, for me at least, like, there has been things that I have been with, not Rotnest, with other bands that I've been a part of in the past, that have been put out, that I was like, looking back, I'm like, I don't probably want to put that out now. But so in terms of like the main goal, and I think somebody asked earlier about like if we had like a direction in mind of what we wanted to do. The main goal is really, at least in from my perspective, is just to make sure everybody's happy with what we're like doing. Like, the band members are into the music that we are putting out. And at the, and it's just cool. And we're fortunate that other people have enjoyed it to this point. But really, like, I just don't ever want to feel again like something is put out in a band that I'm a part of that I'm not really like, I'm happy to put my stamp on this. So with Rotnest, everything we've done to this point, I'm super proud of, and especially proud of Izzy and Chris and their involvement and dedication and what they bring to the table too. It's the most easy flowing band situation. I don't even want to call it a band. We're just friends. You know what I mean? It's just what it is.
But that caters to being able to do what you guys need to do, right? Like that sole vision that you guys can all come together on, and it's successful because of that, what you're saying. So it's like being able to get along like that and sharing the same vision and being able to communicate and having people on your team that share the same vision. It's something that some people don't ever get. So it's really fucking sick that you guys have that right now. Yeah. That's awesome.
I've got two more subjects before we run out of time. The first one is still pertaining to music, and that last one I kind of want to nerd out with Izzy. So obviously, I mean, you guys are doing a lot of good stuff with the way the music's being put out, the way you guys are working on it, the way the videos are shot. All that stuff is kind of melding, and you guys are working on the EP. I know the current living situation, like you said, you guys being in separate states and stuff, kind of hinders what I'm about to ask. But I always like to see where bands want to go with touring or playing some live shows, and who would you want to be on a lineup with, or because in my eyes you guys already kind of have a name in my head. Like, I'd put you up there with a lot of other big bands that I would love to see on a ticket. Like me personally, the dream would be like you guys, Victims, Spite. I'm trying to think of somebody else. Like just as far as aesthetics and things that go on, like it would be sick to see that from start to finish. You know what I mean? So do you guys have plans or things that you would love to work out in the next like year or two after the EP's done? Where y'all at with touring or playing some live shows? Because I wanted to see you live. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think just collectively, that is the goal.
Fuck yes.
We want it more than anything.
So I will say my thing right now is if you've watched the videos and see there's just three of us, a guitar player, a bassist, and a vocalist. A bassist, a guitar player, a drummer, and a vocalist.
No drums.
What we are missing is a bassist in those videos, and we don't have one. So we just I write
I've got a bass back here. Sign me the fuck up. My time to shine, baby.
To this point, either Izzy or I have just written the bass to kind of match the guitar, and one thing that's really important to me is not playing a live show and just tracking the bass over the PA. I think that is so lame.
Yeah.
And no offense to bands that have to do that, and I have seen some bands that fucking have to track shit over the PA, like Animals as Leaders, for instance, is an excellent fucking band. They don't have a bassist, so some of that stuff goes over the PA. Periphery doesn't play with a bassist live.
Yeah.
One of my favorite fucking bands of all time. I get it.
I miss Nolly, man. I miss him.
Yeah, but so that's the thing. I fortunately I had an opportunity to open for Periphery several years ago, and it was great, and I got to see them live, and I was like, holy shit, like that was cool, and I got to see him again, and it was with Nolly, right? And if you look at and again, no disrespect at all, one of my favorite bands. I'm just not as stoked to see them live without another human there playing the bass.
It's
it's
fair.
Just not.
100%
You know what I mean?
fair. Yeah.
And not to take away from their music or their what they do, but like it's just for me the way I want to present us and the way we want to present ourselves. I really want the lineup to be complete before we play shows. But to touch on who we'd like, maybe dream wise like to go out with, or maybe what might be possible in the future. Distinguisher is definitely really high on the list for me. It would be fucking awesome because of our connection with Nick.
For sure.
There's a band called Desolate that we're all fans of that we'd really like to hook up with. There's a lot of fucking bands, and when we can talk about fucking Muir, I'd love to go on tour with Limp Bizkit. I love to fucking go on tour.
Same.
Let's go.
Yeah, shoot for the stars on that one. So Fred Durst, if you hear that one, please let's make something happen.
Shout out Fred Durst. Marshall would be losing his mind if he was in here right now. He loves Limp Bizkit.
We could talk. We could do a whole podcast just talking about Limp Bizkit, to be honest.
Have you guys had anybody reach out and try to get you on tickets or anything like that? Has anybody emailed you like business? I mean, like I said, you guys, the videos you have out have traction, obviously, and have viewership. I mean, like that carries its own weight in today. Like, obviously the clicks do a lot. So I mean, have you guys had anyone reach out and try to get stuff scheduled? And like I said, I know the situation is crazy right now, but like,
Yeah, and there hasn't been much time to be able to do that, right? Like things just started kind of happening again, and people are able to tour and stuff like that. So
yeah, I feel like we've had like random,
we've got
messages
several
here and there, but
on the Instagram, but it's just it's not really feasible yet. But when it is feasible,
cemented,
I've got those fucking those messages. I can hit them straight back up, and and we've all been around this game for a long time and played music and toured in bands for the past 10, 15 years. So we've got friends in different bands that we can hook up with and have a good time with. So,
I need to see y'all at the end in Nashville. That little ass venue would be so fucking cool to see y'all play at.
Oh, that venue is so nice.
I love it. I saw Body Snatcher and Left to Suffer when they came through a few months back over there, and it was sweaty. It was gross.
I think we've all collectively played that venue a million times a piece or so.
Just not as Rotnest, man. God damn it.
but I could probably claim squatters' rights for as many times as I've been to that goddamn venue.
It's not the best, but it's small enough, and I have fun. I had my nose busted when I saw Kubicon there, dude. Hey, I don't blame you. But it's lit when it gets popping. It's incredible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but there's some great shows there for sure.
All right, because like I said, we don't have a lot of time, I guess. So I want to make sure I don't keep you guys all night. Also, Izzy, you've been playing Elden Ring, right?
Oh yeah.
Fuck Elden Ring. I've been wanting to bitch about it all day. I'm on the last boss and I can't beat him. No.
Oh, bro.
Josh told me you're into gaming and stuff, and that's kind of what me and Eric have been doing lately, is just playing all kinds of crazy shit on stream. And on my free time, I've been playing Elden Ring, and I almost broke my controller yesterday. Like,
Have you played any of have you played the Soul series at all?
Sekiro was my game of the year when it came out. I thought it was beautiful.
Oh, man.
Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, I also thought was beautiful. Sorry, Eric, you gotta be quiet for this one.
Oh, trust me, I ain't saying shit.
I'm loving it.
So, dude, like those games, without a doubt, totally biased. Those are my favorite games of all time. Like the Soul series next to like Shadow of the Colossus and World of Warcraft. That's taken up most of my time. Like
I feel you. Can I ask what boss have you beaten the game already?
I have not. I'm about 100 hours into it at the moment, but I'm like super into like platinuming the game, like doing everything. So I'm close to the end. I know I'm decently close, but
is the tree on fire?
That's like where I'm at.
Okay, I know where you're at. I know where you're fucking at. You get ready for a heart attack.
That's like literally where I'm at. I'm just trying to like finish up all my content, essentially all the side stuff. But funny thing too, like all the Souls games, Bloodborne, all the Souls series, like huge inspiration for me. Like it might not seem like it, but like lyrically and just like
I can
the
see
theme
that.
of Rotnest too. Like believe it or not, Rotnest, like the whole idea for the bag,
Bloodborne.
Well, I believe it's. Oh my god, I'm gonna sound stupid, but I think it's Dark Souls 2. There's a mask. It's like the Thrall mask.
Oh, I fucking know what you're talking about.
It's like it's kind of like a paper sack with like a long tail on the end of it. That's like
Dark Souls 3, the Thrall hood.
There we go. Dark Souls 3.
That makes so much fucking sense. Yeah, that I'm looking at it right now. That's sick.
Literally, that was like, I remember playing through Dark Souls 3 and like being like, damn, like that's one thing I wanted to always do is just like start a little side project. Exactly what Rotnest is now, but that was like a huge inspiration.
That's so cool.
The mask is like that shit there. And yeah, I definitely draw a lot of inspiration from video games in general, specifically that series. Like just the grammar and the lore of Dark Souls is so good.
Yeah, so I wasn't a huge Souls player myself, and like I loved Bloodborne and Sekiro and all that other shit, but And like I played them, I enjoyed them, but like obviously there was other games that probably took my attention. But my birthday passed in February, and my friend Taylor was like, "Hey man, here you go, Elden Ring, have fun." And I was like playing, like I don't want to play this shit. And then they kind of dragged me into it, and I'm 85 hours in. I stayed up till 4 a.m. the other night, just sweating at a boss fight, dude. Like I'm out here, like imagine me just like in my boxes, like. I swear to God, I can't do this shit anymore.
Guys are nuts.
Oh, dude.
Unfortunately, I've literally put like my entire life on halt to play this game.
Again,
It's
like
slowing
that's why
me
I'm doing
down.
it like late at night, because I was like, I have to be a dad during the day. I gotta go to work. I don't care about sleep.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Dude, yeah, that's Elden Ring so far. I don't want to sound dramatic, but it's literally like my favorite game I've ever played so far.
Game of the year for me. Like, and we're only into March. It's game of the year.
I'm convinced.
Something else has to really take up my time like this, and I love games, but Elden Ring, man,
There's no way.
Spot on.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Josh, Chris, do you guys play games? Are y'all into it? What is y'all's favorite games right now? What are y'all into?
I ain't playing games like that. I hop on Gary's mod and throw ragdolls around for like a couple hours until my eyes cross.
I will 100%. I will re-download Gary's mod right now. Say less.
Yeah. I like to have fun when I'm playing games. I'm not trying to like hate my life.
Bro, Elden Ring is it is fun. It's great. You just gotta endure the torment for a little bit, and eventually the torment becomes
you become the tormentor.
Magic.
Straight up.
I don't get it.
You straight up
for me.
That's fair.
It's so satisfying.
Josh, what about you? What are you gaming on lately?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Chris, I think. I do want to try Elden Ring, honestly. It looks really cool. But the older I get, the less my attention span will focus on a video game. But so I grew up fucking playing Halo 3, Mass Effect series, BioShock. That was my shit.
Oh fuck yeah, Mass Effect.
So this is gonna anyone that hears this is gonna fucking hate me, I guess, and then never listen to Rotnest again after I say this. But pretty much the only console game I've been playing for maybe the past 2 years has been Fortnite, because it's fucking fun. It's fun. I don't care what anybody says. It's fucking fun. Now, console gaming has just fucking lost all of its luster for me, though. Pretty much completely.
You're not wrong.
My fiance got me Oculus Quest for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Shit's insane.
Yeah, dude,
we're advocates for the Quest for sure. We want to be sponsored by Quest. By the
100%.
Say less.
Quest, hook them up.
Yeah, well, no, there's. I would really love to do like a 3D 360 video or whatever. That's kind of like a virtual experience. But I know it's a little niche right now. But I'm telling you, VR it's the shit. So if anyone's seen this or wants to play some fucking walkabout mini golf, we got fucking Echo VR,
Golf Plus, Contractors,
Golf Plus, Contractors, Rec Room, Forever Darts. Let's do it.
My baby brother has my Quest at the house right now with my mom.
You need to go get it.
I'm about to go. Oh, hey, little dude, cough it up. All he does is play Walking Dead on there.
That bag.
I need his bag.
Great game.
I will 100% go and rob my little brother right now and be like, hey, I need this for the weekend. The only problem with mine, I couldn't get it to work with my stream, so I was like, oh, dude, this is the only reason why I got it was I wanted to stream VR, and I just couldn't fucking get it to work. I might say fuck it, just for recreational shit, just play gorilla tag with y'all or some shit. God damn.
We were play that last night. Yeah.
What is that game? I need to know. Y'all sounded like y'all were in it.
It's just it was hilarious. It's just like tag, like hide and seek almost, except you got to move around with your arms, so you got to throw your arms around. It wears you the fuck out. I was drenched in sweat, playing for 5 minutes. It's hilarious.
Oh, it's a good time.
That's fucking
I'm gonna
funny.
look into it.
Eating shit.
I'd
be falling on the coffee table.
It is dangerous. Josh kept slamming his. I guess he's playing in his kitchen. He kept slamming his controller into his fridge. He was about to catch up to me, and I just hear a smack. I'm like, thank God, fridge saved me again.
Just imagine your ladies in there like, what are you doing, bro? Get out.
Yeah, just imagine that picture. It's your boy in the kitchen.
No, he was having a kick, getting a kick watching me, but eventually she just turned her head and started playing Dead by Daylight. She was in her own world.
Oh, that's what we were playing last night.
Unfortunately.
Oh man. Yeah, so I really appreciate having you guys on. This has been a blast. I've been trying to get this to go on for a while, and I'm glad I finally got you guys on a good weekend. I would love to have y'all on whenever y'all want to come and hang out. If y'all want to play games, like this Discord server is my personal one for all the Twitch stuff and YouTube stuff that I do. Eric has his as well. And there's a lot of cool people in here. If y'all ever just want to come and hang out and do stuff, we're in here on the weekends, playing games, streaming, doing whatever. I didn't want to tell y'all that last night when we were talking music and stuff. I didn't want to sound like I was trying to promote my shit. I was like, let me just get them on first. But please, by all means, if you guys want to do something, I'm always down for that. I'm literally always on my computer doing all kinds of crazy shit. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, man. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, this was a blast. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, for real. Thank you, guys.
Anything y'all want to promote or shout out before we close it off?
Yeah, so I didn't get my thing froze before I was going to show off the one of the new masks. So here's a little Easter egg.
Please do.
A new
Let's
reveal.
get it. Screenshot.
Turn the light on here. This is my new one. Shout out to Rockwell Masks. He made all our new ones. It's like really hard leather, so it's not burlap, but it looks like burlap.
It looks shiny, kind of.
Yeah, well, it's in the right lighting. It's mean. But anyway, so Rockwell Masks made these for us.
Shout out.
He does fucking masks for WWE wrestlers, AEW people.
Oh shit.
Movies. He's done some like work for Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Netflix. He's a pro. He's a fucking pro. So we were very fortunate to get hooked up through him through doing Izzy and I, in addition to Rotnest, we do create wrestling themes for wrestlers from time to time. So that's how we got that's how we got hooked up through that guy. So shout out to Rockwell for these. It's fucking awesome. Izzy looks terrifying. Chris is just fucking dope.
Sick.
I cannot wait. Do we have last thing I'll ask? Do we have an estimation on the EP? I know that's a big ask, but
no. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of people have asked that, which is cool. I really appreciate that people are interested. So just to be completely transparent, the next song that we're going to release is almost done. What do you think? Is he like 90%? We need to.
Yeah, literally 9% done. Like
I say 90%.
Big news.
I'm gonna be flying down and seeing the boys next week, and we're gonna be getting together and hopefully finishing that motherfucker up, and then schedule the video with Nick. And then beyond that, there's another track that needs vocals. The intro needs finished. Once that shit's done, then we'll be in release promo mode. And
hell yeah.
So I'm hoping, hopefully we've said it a lot. I hope it's this year, but this time I think we have enough fucking time and have enough material done already at this point.
Yeah.
That I think we'll have the EP out this year.
For sure.
Then to be on that,
I'm excited.
Hopefully the album after that.
Hell yeah.
However long it takes us to get to that point, I don't know. But
I'm ready for new Rotnest. I know a lot of the people that hang out on my streams and a lot of people in my Discord and even on YouTube have been asking about it. So it's something that I look forward to, hey, I got new information for everybody. Let's, for when they check out the podcast. So thank you guys again for the information. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, shout out your guys' socials too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. One more tidbit of information is one. So the songs to this point have been Drop G, Torrance and Drop G Sharp. The next one will also be Drop G. But there is a song on there that I did with my H string that is all the way down to C Sharp. So that motherfucker is.
That's going to be disgusting.
I'm scared.
Oh, it's heavy. I'm ready for the breakdown on that track is. I love it.
I'm proud of it.
The
That's what we
tease.
work for, baby. Let's go.
God damn.
But anyway, all the socials are at Rotnest Band. Merch is at rotnest.com. That'll just link straight to our Teespring store where you can see all our designs. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Bandcamp. You can find us on there. Pretty much anywhere you can find music, we're on that shit.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys again for hanging out. And like I said, come hang out whenever y'all fucking want to. Y'all have been rad to hang out and talk with today. Shout out Eric, my
Absolutely.
co-host. Shout out the gang. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Hell
Thank you, man.
Thanks for having
This
us.
has been
guys.
Slipknot.
Of course.